Now, something a little different. We're going to learn to juggle. Now, I've never taught a couple of cameras how to juggle before, so this should be kind of fun. First of all, you're going to need something to juggle, obviously. Maybe you don't have nice juggling balls at home. This is what I like to use. Beanbag balls, really nice. They don't, when you drop them, they don't roll away. You don't have to chase them everywhere. So they're pretty good for juggling. You probably don't have something like that, but you more than likely have a few spare socks lying around. If you're anything like my kids, you've got more spare socks than pairs of socks. Here's a great use for them. You'll need a sock on itself, just rolled up. You could just scrunch it up and turn the outside around it, and you've got yourself a little ball. It's very light, and that makes it kind of hard to catch. So I like to add a little bit of weight, and you could use anything for that. Look, I just had a few spare wheel nuts in my glove box, so I can pop a couple of those in there. I'll just roll that up, make sure the wheel nuts are right in the middle so it's still nice and soft and comfy. Roll that up there, turn the outside around, and you had a nicely weighted juggling ball. Now in this studio here, we've got all black backgrounds, and my spare socks were all black. So I'm going to go back to the juggling balls for this. All right, now we can see what we're doing. What we're going to do is start with one. Actually, let's go right back to beginning. No balls. We're just going to do a little warm up here, a little imagination game. If you imagine that you have a basin of water right here, you can feel it with your fingers, splash into that water. It's about your belly button height. Perfect. All right, now it's a really hot day, so we're going to take a scoop of water with one hand, scoop down so your little pinky goes into the water first, and splash your face. And then we're going to use the other hand. Scoop with that hand, pinky first, from your belly button, splash up to your face. Scoop one hand, other hand, splash, splash, splash. There, cool off, really nice. Great, so we can speed that up. Hands are going in circles, both coming up from your belly button towards your face and down on the outside. Get that really fast. This motion wants to be just automatic, all right? We don't want to see it going both together like this, or going backwards won't work so easily. We're going to be coming up from your belly button towards your face. All right, so go ahead and just practice that as long as it takes to get that happening. It helps if you've got someone else watching you as well. Even though I can be here describing this to you, you might be at home going crazy things like this and not even notice because it just feels right. Yeah, but if you've got someone else helping, watching, they can tell you, oh, hang on a minute, one hand's going a bit funny. Once you got that, we're going to go one ball. First of all, remembering that splashing your face from in front of your belly button here, so the balls are going to always come up in front of the belly button. We're going to aim here now for a little window here, and we're going to right hand to the left corner, left hand to the right corner. So when I throw the ball from my belly button to the corner, it's going to come down about here somewhere. Ooh, perfect. And from my belly button to this corner, it'll come down over here somewhere. Yeah, so balls are going up in the middle, and they're coming down over here. So however many balls I get going, they should not collide. So here to here. Left hand to right hand. Both hands do exactly the same thing. Ball goes the same height and always just crosses to the other side of my body. So cross over here. If we're thinking about this window here again, we've got this glass pane. The balls are actually stuck on that window pane. They can't go in and out. They're staying in this plane here. So if you see side on here, the balls are not coming in and out. They're just staying in this plane here. All right, so that's the first thing. Once you can do that, if you can throw from one hand, catch in the other, and throw it back again, I'm going for about head height with all these throws, then there's no reason you can't learn to juggle. Anyone can do it. If you can do this, you've got all it takes. That's all the ingredients. It's just putting them all together can be a little tricky. Speaking of tricky, the hardest step here, I think, is going to two balls. Now, a lot of people, even adults, will go like this. Yeah, if you're one of them, don't worry, we can fix that. And we will fix that because juggling three balls, doing this method does work, but it's actually quite difficult. And we'll call that a skill that we're going to learn later on. So, two balls, we want it to look like this. Throw, throw, catch, catch. Okay, so both hands do the same thing. All right, now easy to see that and go, yeah, I can do that. And then you go straight back to that as soon as it happens every time. So what we're going to do, you might want to pan down on me here. I'm just going to kneel down on the floor. I'm going to throw from above my lap in front of my belly button. I'm going to just let the balls one at a time drop to the floor. All right, so we're going to go to my corners again. Don't forgetting these. Throw, drop, throw, drop. So I'm only having to think of one hand at a time. All right. As soon as I start to try and think of doing the whole thing together, I'm going to start often doing this again. And you'll be surprised how many times I will say to kids, throw, drop, one from each hand. They'll still go throw, drop, and then they'll pick it up here and throw that one over there. That's just not going to work. So again, you got to kind of either monitor yourself and just tell if you're doing it right, but easier is often to have someone else, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, someone around, just to see that you are throwing one from one hand, one from the other hand. I think in your own home, you probably won't be so embarrassed about just throwing balls and dropping them on the floor when you're learning how to juggle. But in a class situation, I often find they just don't want to drop them on the floor. And that makes it really hard to break this habit of passing it. Okay, we're going to move on. So we're going to do, next step is going to be trying to throw the second ball before the first ball hits the ground. So I'm going to throw, plop, plop. All right, so both balls go in the air and then they both hit the ground. 1, 2, drop, drop. All right, at this stage it's probably good if I also try and throw from the other hand first. So far I've been doing my right hand first mostly. I've got to go left hand, so left, right, drop, drop. All right, a couple of times, left, right, drop, drop. You may not have to do that too many times, depends on who you are. Everyone's different, everyone learns at a different pace, and it's all good. The next step is going to be throw, throw, catch, catch. So I've just gone throw, throw, drop, drop. Now I'm just going to throw, throw, catch, catch. Okay, common mistakes I see here is when I do the throw and the drops, I might go throw, throw, then I've thrown the balls. Like if I have to reach over to grab them, I've thrown them too far. Remember these corners, do exactly the same throw as you did when you caught it in the other hand, yeah, but just don't catch it. Up, down. They should land either side of your legs, nice and easy to pick up. Throw, throw, catch, catch. And now it's really important, we're going to try and go right hand first, throw, throw, catch, catch, left hand first, throw, throw, catch, catch. Alternate that until you can do that, 10 times in a row without dropping and without, oopsie, passing one across in the middle. All right, and again, you might need someone else there to go, oh, you know what, you just passed one across, because you may not even notice. Throw, throw, catch, catch. All right, so that's going to be one of the hardest steps to learning 3. So you can go ahead and pause, do whatever, any of those steps. Anytime you're having troubles, if this is not working, drop back a step. Throw, throw. That was dropping back 2 steps. Drop back 1 step. Throw, throw, drop, drop. Yeah? Dropping back another step. Throw, drop, throw, drop. If that's still too hard, drop back another step. Just one ball again, back and forth. Once that's feeling good again, go back up the steps. All right, once you've got all that feeling good, come back and we'll go for the third ball. I'm going to stand up again now. Just keep the cameraman busy. All right. 3 balls. First of all, we're going to just tuck one ball, that's number 3, in between my little pinky finger and the next one. And the other 2 balls are what I'm going to use to start with. We've just been doing 2 balls. We're just going to do the same. Throw, throw, catch, catch. All right, but now I'm just thinking I've always got to start with the hand that has 2 balls. Doing 3, it won't start if I start with the hand with 1. So you can decide which hand you start with. Doesn't make any difference. Just start with the hand that's got 2. Throw, throw, catch, catch. Easy, we've just been doing that. Throw, throw, catch, catch. All right, now I'm going to start to think about the third one. Not even trying to throw it yet. Throw, throw, think. Yeah. Throw, throw, there it is. I could feel it in my hand. Throw, throw, thinking about it. All right. What we're aiming to end up going then is throwing that third one. We just follow the sequence. Throw, 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 throw. Now I've got 2 in the other hand. If I don't want to start with that hand, I can put one back over there. So throw, throw, throw. All right. there's a couple of things we can do here to trick your brain, because sometimes this is another big step to get. One thing, we can just drop them all. Don't worry about catching for now. Throw, throw, throw. Drop, drop, drop. If they fall on the floor in a nice even dropping pattern like that, you know you're doing something really good. All right, so once you've tried that, that's getting your muscle memory in program to throw, throw, throw 3 times. We'll try again catching. Throw, throw, throw. Basically, every time one ball hits that top corner, boom, boom, that's when I throw the next ball. Remembering belly button to those corners. Throw, throw, throw. Okay, that can be tricky. So this is another sneaky way I try and get around that nasty brain of yours that doesn't do what you ask it to. I'm going to throw that first ball. Once I've thrown that ball, I'm going to forget about that ball and pretend I haven't even started yet, and then I'm going to start with the other hand. Just when we had 2 balls, we started from our right hand. We also started from our left hand, okay? They both work. So I'm going to throw that first ball. Then I'm going to start with my left hand. And I'm not even going to catch that first ball. So throw it away, then throw, throw. So I just did 2 throws, throw, throw. But before I did those throws, I threw one other one. So I actually did 3 throws, but it kind of tricks your brain a little bit. Throw that one away, 1, 2. Yeah, but it's the same as going 1, 2, 3. And then I can throw that first one away and catch it, 1, 2. Sometimes it works, everyone's different, just see what works for you. Once we've got this happening, we've got 3 balls going, we're going to try throw 4 times, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So every time one gets to the top, we throw another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another one, just keep going. All right, once you get to a stage where you've gone past 5 throws, things start to settle in a little bit. Each step up to there can be a little bit of an obstacle, but from here on, we just want to try and, again, distract your brain from all this. Your muscles can do what they need to, and I like to try and go, we'll try the alphabet or spelling your name. So I'll go M-A-R-K. If you've got a really short name, it's easy. So you add in your middle name and your last name. So we'll go M-A-R-K-R-O-L-A-N-D-S-A-N-D-S. Just distracts your brain a little bit, and you can just get on with the job of juggling. Somehow that does work, and it also gives you an incentive. Oh, okay, I nearly made it. I've got to try that again. Get to the end of your name, the alphabet, counting, whatever you like. You could do 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 2 is 8. Oh my gosh, that's hard. All right, good luck. What else? Juggling. You probably frazzled your brain by now, so I reckon it might be time for a snack break. At least it wasn't my apple. Have fun. That's a good apple too. There we go, 1, 2, 3.